Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're looking at something pretty fascinating. It's this link between, well, really advanced tech and just everyday health management.
Yeah, specifically how artificial intelligence is actually making a difference for older adults managing high blood pressure.
Exactly. And here's the part that caught my eye. It's not just working efficiently. The patients seem to, well, genuinely like it. That feels unexpected for AI in healthcare.
It really does.
Okay, let's unpack
It's
this.
such a critical area. I mean, controlling blood pressure is just fundamental for heart health,
Yeah,
right? But,
agreed.
for a long time, getting those consistent, accurate readings at home, that's been a real struggle.
Especially for folks without easy clinic access, I bet.
Precisely. And that means missed opportunities, potential delays in care. It's a gap we've really needed to fill.
Right. And the stakes are high. Timely intervention can literally save
No
lives.
question.
So our mission today is to dig into some preliminary research. It's showing how these AI voice agents are kind of transforming how older adults monitor and manage their blood pressure at home.
Yeah, it's a really innovative approach.
We want to give you a shortcut to understanding it. And honestly, some of the findings are pretty surprising. So let's start with the basics. Why is home blood pressure monitoring, which sounds simple, actually so hard for so many people?
Well, you'd think it's straightforward, right? Get a cuff, take a reading,
Yeah.
but it's trickier than it seems. As the lead study author, Dr. Tina Ann Kerr-Thompson, pointed out, just capturing timely, compliant blood pressure readings remains a challenge.
What makes it so challenging? Is it just forgetting?
That's part of it, sure. Life gets busy,
Yeah.
but it's also about doing it right.
Ah,
Sitting quietly for 5 minutes beforehand, arms supported, no talking, little things that really impact accuracy.
things people might not know or just be off skip.
Exactly. Or maybe they just don't want another trip to the doctor's office, so that consistency drops off.
And without that regular good data.
Clinicians can't get a clear picture. And Dr. Thompson stressed, controlling blood pressure remains a cornerstone for improving cardiovascular outcomes.
Right.
You need the data for effective control.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So if consistency and accuracy are the big hurdles, how does an AI voice agent step in? What does it actually do?
This is where the tech gets interesting. We're talking about AI voice agents, basically conversational systems.
Like chatbots, but with voice.
Sort of, yeah, but powered by these large language models. Think ChatGPT level tech, but focused on this task.
Yeah.
They can understand natural speech, respond naturally. It feels like a conversation.
Not just a robot reading prompts.
Right, much more interactive. And this study deployed them using commercially available tech, which is important for scalability.
Okay. And how did it work in practice? Did it call people?
Yes, exactly. The AI made proactive calls. And crucially, it could do this in both English and Spanish.
Oh, that's key for accessibility.
Definitely. And during the call, it was flexible. Patients could report a reading they'd already taken, or they could actually take a measurement right then during a call with the AI guiding them step by step.
Huh. So it removes some of those barriers, meets them where they are?
That's the idea. Make it as easy as possible.
Okay, so the AI is having these calls, collecting data. But what if it picks up something worrying? A really high reading, for instance.
Yeah, that's the critical part. It's not just collecting data passively.
It has some intelligence built in.
Absolutely. There were specific escalation pathways programmed in.
Like what?
Well, if a reading was outside a certain threshold, and that threshold was personalized, by the way, depending on other conditions like diabetes,
Smart, so not one size fits all.
right, if it was outside that range, boom, flag. Or if the patient mentioned symptoms during the call.
Like dizziness or chest pain.
Exactly. Dizziness, blurred vision, chest pain, anything like that also triggered an alert.
And what happened then? Did a human get involved?
Immediately, for urgent issues. The call would escalate right away to a licensed nurse or a medical assistant.
Okay, that's reassuring.
For less urgent things that still needed review, the escalation happened within 24 hours.
So there's a safety net.
A strong one. Plus, the system could also route calls or trigger referrals for patients who consistently had trouble controlling their blood pressure. It really integrated into the care workflow.
This sounds like a pretty big study. Can you give us a sense of the scale? Who was involved?
It was a significant group. 2,000 adults participated.
Wow.
And the focus was definitely on older adults. The majority were 65 or older. Average age was 72, and about 61% were women.
And these were all people already being treated for high blood pressure.
Yes, all receiving care for hypertension at Emory Healthcare in Atlanta.
Okay. And how did they choose which patients got the AI calls? Was it random?
No, it was targeted. They reviewed electronic health records, the EHRs,
Looking for what?
looking for patients who were basically missing recent blood pressure data or whose last reading wasn't in the normal range, below 120 over 80.
Got it. So people who likely needed a check-in.
Exactly. Those patients were tagged, and then the AI voice agent called them over a 10-week period.
Was it only voice calls?
The voice agent was the focus of this specific research, but it was part of a bigger system that also used things like AI-driven text and even some standard human calls. It was integrated.
Right. Okay, let's get to the results. What did they find? Especially on the efficiency side, healthcare costs are always a huge factor.
They really are. And the findings here were, well, pretty dramatic. The cost per reading using the AI agent was 88.7% lower compared to using human nurses for the same task.
88.7% lower.
Yes, almost 90%. That's a massive difference in operational cost.
Wow. That alone is huge for any health system. But cheaper isn't always better if patients hate it or it doesn't work. How's the engagement?
That's the other striking part. Engagement was really high. The AI successfully reached 85% of the targeted patients.
Okay, that's pretty good reach.
And of those reached, 67% actually completed the call. And even better, 60% took a compliant blood pressure reading during the call.
So people were actually participating, using it as intended.
Very much so. And this translated directly into better quality metrics for the health system.
How so?
They closed almost 2,000, specifically 1,939 controlling blood pressure gaps. This boosted their quality score for that measure from a 1-star rating up to a 4-star rating.
Which is a big deal in things like Medicare Advantage ratings, right?
Exactly. It was a 17% improvement in their Medicare Advantage and CBP ratings.
And why do those star ratings matter so much? Remind us.
Well, for healthcare providers, hitting 4 or 5 stars in the CMS star rating system means they can get bonus payments. So better care, better outcomes, and it's financially recognized.
Okay, so it's efficient, it engages patients, it improves metrics. But the really surprising thing you mentioned up front was the patient experience. Did people actually like talking to an AI about their health?
This is honestly the kicker. Patient satisfaction scores were rated as excellent.
Excellent for an AI.
Yeah. On a scale of 1 to 10, the average satisfaction score was over 9 out of 10.
Wow, that's really high.
It is. Dr. Thompson, the lead author, even mentioned being surprised and excited by those scores. She said it really highlights the potential because patient engagement and satisfaction are so crucial.
It kind of flips the script on needing that human touch for everything in healthcare, doesn't it?
It really does. It suggests that a well-designed AI can be a very positive interaction,
Yeah.
even for older adults, which opens up so many possibilities.
That high satisfaction is genuinely remarkable. Are other experts looking at this and seeing the same potential? What's the broader reaction?
There's definitely enthusiasm. Dr. Eugene Yang, who's a volunteer expert with the American Heart Association, he called it a game-changing study.
Game-changing. Wow. Why?
He really emphasized how essential accurate readings are for controlling blood pressure. And he sees this AI approach as having the potential to fundamentally transform how we manage blood pressure.
By reaching more people.
Exactly. Reaching patients wherever they are, overcoming barriers like access to care or gaps in support. He sees it as a major step in making effective management more consistent and accessible.
Okay, so a lot of excitement. But we always like to keep a balanced perspective. Promising as this sounds, research always has limitations. What are the caveats here?
That's crucial. And yes, there are limitations. First, it was an observational study.
Meaning no control group.
Right. No randomized control group comparing the AI directly to, say, only human calls or no calls. So we can't prove the AI alone caused all the improvement.
And comparing it to human calls wasn't feasible at this scale you mentioned.
Correct. It would have been incredibly resource intensive to have humans make that many calls for a direct comparison.
Makes sense. Any other limitations?
It was also retrospective looking back at data already collected.
Rather than a forward-looking experiment.
Exactly. And perhaps most importantly for you listening, these findings are from preliminary research abstracts. They were presented, but they haven't gone through full peer review yet.
Okay, so consider them promising, but preliminary.
Yes, until they're published as a full manuscript in a peer-reviewed journal. It's an important first step, but still early.
Got it. Even with those caveats, though, using AI like this feels very timely. How does it fit with where heart health guidance is heading overall?
It aligns perfectly, actually. Think about initiatives like the American Heart Association's Target.BP program.
Which focuses on improving blood pressure control rates.
Exactly. And even more directly, the AHA just released new guidelines for 2025.
Oh, what do they say?
They now recommend home blood pressure monitoring for all adults with any level of high blood pressure, not just severe cases.
All adults with hypertension. Wow.
Yeah. So having a scalable, patient-friendly way to support that, like this AI agent seems to be, it's incredibly relevant right now. It's technology meeting a clear clinical need and recommendation.
So pulling it all together, this deep dive really shows that AI voice agents, well, they have some serious potential, don't they?
They really do.
It's not just about improving outcomes or cutting costs, which it seems to do significantly.
Right. The efficiency gains were huge.
But it's also about genuinely improving patient satisfaction, especially among older adults managing a crucial part of their health at home. That combination is pretty remarkable.
It really is. Unexpected, almost. It shows technology can be a supportive partner.
Yeah.
And, this really makes you think, doesn't it? It raises a bigger question.
It just...
Well, if AI can be this effective and this well received for something like blood pressure monitoring, what's next?
What other routine measurements or chronic conditions could benefit?
Exactly. Could we see similar AI support for, say, glucose monitoring, medication reminders, tracking symptoms for other conditions?
Making healthcare more accessible, maybe more efficient.
And based on this, potentially more patient-friendly too, it challenges us to think about technology not just as a tool, but maybe as a compassionate care partner.
A really interesting thought to end on. What do you think might be the next big application for this kind of conversational AI in healthcare?
This was the Gist Podcast. If you liked it, please leave a like and subscribe to this channel.